Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer, and I'm here to build a Lego set and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego the site, the Tier 2 blue emote into chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. Ugh, my words, just tumbling out wrong. Or you can use your own emotes or other people's emotes. Or if you want to be a lurker, you could just lurk, and that's okay. Um, also, bonus stuff has been affected in December. Twitch giving out a little bit more money. Right now, until January 2nd, you can save 25% off a new subscription. So not like a renewed one, but a new subscription, you can save 25% off. And then on the 27th to the end of the year, you can, if you want, hey, Aristvan, welcome. 27th to the 2nd, you'll get a discount on gifted subs. But right now, I believe until the 20th, so not much more time, 300 or more bits get bonus bits. So if you feel like doing a little cheer, 300 or more, I get more from Twitch, which is neat. Aristophan, thank you very much for the Christmas present, the model kit and the not Lego set, the Mega Construct set. I received those today. I recorded a video out for my $5 and $10 patrons about those items, and a video will go out to everybody tomorrow, my next mailbag video about those items, and they will be the things that I work on once this is all done here, and once we're done with the vintage motorcycle 3-in-1. This is a very small set, so even though there's 3 things to build, none of them will take long, and will definitely be finished on Monday. I don't think we're going to finish it tonight. We could theoretically do all 3 tonight, but I think it'll probably be tomorrow. I am dropping some kilobytes there. Gnarly. Hopefully that'll all be okay, because I am using the version, I'm going to be using the Twitch version of this and not my local recording. So hopefully everything will be all right. I still record locally, but I'm going to try not to use it tonight. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. We're currently at 39 out of 50 subscribers. The goal is to hit 50. I shut up at 50. Every time we hit 50, I shut up. But we're not at 50, so I can't be silent. Also, reminder, if you're not subscribed, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. If you're not following, hit that follow button, please. Hey, Lashbrook, I would like to get to 1,990 is what I'm currently at. The goal is to get to 2,000. I said that very wrong. I'm in a bit of a headspace, but we're going to be okay. But yeah, I want to get 2,000 followers. I'm currently at 1,990. 10 away. If you want to hit that follow button, you can. At one point, I was closer than I am now, but things change. It's fine. Let's go to the overhead here. Boom. There we go. We've got ourselves a Lego set here. It's a small kit, 3-in-1. We got the vintage motorcycle is the first one that we're going to be working on. And then we've got the kind of like a speed bike here. And then we have a, oh God, what are there are names for all of these, and I forget, like dragster. I forget what they officially called all 3 of them. Street bike is what the middle one is, and I forget what they called this one. So let me look that up. Let me just quickly look over here at the vintage motorcycle. Okay, for Lego, tell me what you said. Yeah, we got the vintage motorcycle. What else we got here? What are you saying, Lego? Dragster. You called it a dragster. We've got, yeah, all right. Dragster is the other one. So we'll build a dragster. But we're going to start with the vintage motorcycle, and then we'll jump to the street bike, and then we'll do the dragster. These are all pretty simple builds. No stickers in a 3-in-1 because you're reusing the parts, so that wouldn't necessarily work out. But we'll get started with that. And then I can explain to you a bit why I'm a little out of sorts, because it's been a fucking day. My day started with filming a video that will go live to my members of YouTube on Tuesday, and also to my $5 and $10 patrons on Tuesday. The number 51, Baerly Rehearsed, not Pat Bear's Anecdote, Baerly Rehearsed 51, the 51st of 52. Recorded that, wrote and recorded that, was all ready to go with it, excited, filmed it, uploaded it. It's ready to go there. All I need to do is add in the subtitles, which or the closed caption, I should say, which is easy to do, and I'll do that. So I got that done first thing today. Then got caught up on internet shenanigans, good and bad. Replied to some emails. Got notification that my shirt was finally arriving. My Jackbox shirt that I ordered an hour after the stream. That needed to go through approval, which was fine because they apparently look at them. They pay some people to look at them, which I think is smart. That went through approval, no problem. Got printed, got mailed. And then on Tuesday, it was handed off to my local post office because it was a UPS Innovations. And so then it was shipped by UPS for a while and then handed off to be completed by USPS. And it didn't get processed until today. It just sat. And there was nothing I could do. There was just like the responses I got from real humans was, yeah, it's just waiting to be processed, this time of year. And I was like, is my package lost? Did it fall off? Did it fall behind something? And they're like, no, it's just going to be processed. It was considered, because of the shipping method, it is not considered a priority, so it is just hanging out. Okay, could it become a priority? No. Okay. Could I go to my local post office? No, it's not actually there. Okay. What is my recourse? You can just wait until it becomes a ridiculous amount of time, and then you can try to get someone to find it for you. Okay. It did. It went out. It got found. It got processed. It got immediately put on a truck early this morning, and it was on its way to me, which is great. Then I film another video because regular mail came, not that. Package mail, I should say. Package mail came, but not that. Other packages. Hey, Ghost Valve, welcome. Other packages came on this very long day, and I got 2 packages from Aristofan, which, again, the video will be out. The video is out for my $5 and $10 patrons today. It will be out for everybody tomorrow. Mailbag video. That's excellent. Got a mailbag video. Wasn't expecting that, but I was set up to do the stream already because I do that early in the day. I get all this done. I get my computer all ready to go. So I had that all ready to go, and I was like, okay, I'll just film this, get this done, start uploading it while I do my next thing. Which was, unfortunately, my next thing was yard work. We have gutters on this house, rain gutters. Almost 100% around. There's like one area where we don't have any gutters. So those needed to be cleaned. And I did them in the spring. I clean gutters 2 times a year. I do it in November/December when most of the leaves have fallen, but not all of them, but most of the leaves have fallen. And then I do in the spring for any leaves I missed over the winter and just weird stuff, shenanigans that happen. All that stuff, and then I'll do that. So even though I did it in the spring, you wouldn't know it. I filled 2 big trash bags full of leaves and dirt and grime and detritus. It was ridiculous. Got a little scrape here. You can kind of see that there. Got scraped up a bit. Maybe, yeah, I got scraped up a little bit for one annoying tree that is too close to our house that I'm going to take care. I'm going to fucking take care of it someday. But I had to get a ladder really close to it, and it scraped me up a little bit. Ooh, yeah. I'm dropping some kilobytes there. This archive is not going to be as good as my others, but whatever. Can't do anything about that. I'll refresh before I stream tomorrow for other things. Not on here, but I have another thing. I'll have to stream some images and videos for my D&D game tomorrow, which will be cool. But back to the story. So I did all that. That took fucking forever. Got that done. In the meantime, regular mail arrived, including the t-shirt, which I'll wear on Monday's stream. So that arrived. Very happy to have that shirt. Now I have that silly article. The Christmas tree with arms and legs with the slogan, "Gotta go fast," which is a nonsense thing, but makes me very happy that it exists and that I paid for it. So I got that shirt. So that was great. So I got that done. The next big video that I had to record today was my anime top 10 list, because that goes live on Monday. Both an actual written list that goes on my co-host and also the video, which goes live. But here's the thing. As you may or may know, Patreon gets anything that I make early. So it's technically isn't done for Monday, the video-wise, I should say. The video has to be done for tomorrow. So that means I film videos on Saturday. It doesn't have to, but I could always just say, hey, it's not ready. But I want it to be ready. So I recorded that today, edited it briefly because it needed a little bit of an edit. Haven't uploaded that because it's going to take forever because I recorded at very high quality, and it's going to take a long time for that to go up to YouTube. So I'm going to have to do that later tonight, and then it'll get processed and do all its dark business. All right, so I got to do a little chicanery here. I need this. I need... Where are you? What piece do I need? I need this, and then I need this. And this has to go partially in so that I can get this to slide in, and then it kind of like locks it in place. Make sure that's looking right. This is the right piece here? Yes. All right, locked in place. Great. So I did all those things that I needed to do. Is this the right piece? I'm going to double check. It kind of has to be. Yeah, it's the only one. This looks different. So that's why I'm thinking, like, is this the right piece? Because it looks slightly different. But is there a piece that wouldn't be that? It'd be dark gray. Or, yeah, okay. It's got to be this piece. It's just in the photo, it doesn't look the same. Because it's on wrong. It is on wrong. Hooray, everybody. I figured this out. All right, so we'll pop this out here. I do have the brick separator, but this will work as well. I got to push this through. I did it like this. It's supposed to go like this, which makes sense, because that way it won't slip around. Okay, so the photo did tell me, by looking at it thinking that didn't look right, it's because it wasn't right. Hooray. All right, now put this on there. And does that look right? No, because I am missing a piece that I did not attach previously. Excellent. All right, so long story about my day. We'll keep going. Let's film that video. Excellent. Went out, got pizza. Went to go pick up pizza with my dad. Took a drive, pick up pizza because we're having pizza tonight. Excellent. Never turned down some pizza. Happy to go get pizza. Sounds great. Everything's looking good. We're doing it. We're making it happen. Something happens, and I won't get into it now. I will get into it later. Something happens that makes me go, shit. So when I come home, eat pizza, I'm prepping for the stream. I've got some time. I record a different number 51 for for Baerly Rehearsed. Baerly Rehearsed number 51. Forget the old 51. That's dead. New 51 gets recorded, slightly edited, uploaded. Because technically I don't need that. I don't need to record that till Monday, but I just wanted to get it done because I have things on Monday, and I don't want to have to worry about that. I have things on Monday. I also need to find time on Monday to watch some anime, which is fine. But that's a treat and a joy. But I do need to get that done. So, okay, so what? This needs to go like that then. What about that gap? Yeah, all right, that looks fine. I think there's a gap there, but you don't see it. Well, maybe there's not a gap with... Ooh, okay. Sorry, everybody. I'm like looking at this. I'm going, okay, no, there is a gap there. There is a slight gap there. So there being a gap there means that we just can't see the gap, but there is going to be a gap there. Okay. And that covers this because we don't need it to be the top. We just need it to be the bottom. Okay. We'll figure it out. If I fuck up, and we figure it out. No big deal. So I, after dinner, record a different one, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And then I decide to record a disclaimer at the beginning of that video, or a little explainer, a setup, which I normally don't do, but for that video I did do. Basically, the idea is I know what my 50-second video is going to be. It's going to be my last clean slate where I just go, here are the ideas I didn't use. And this one thing that happened to me today was such that I really wanted to make a video about it. And so I just had to make the video. And then I did that. So I didn't need to film a video when I woke up today. Oh, well. Maybe I'll release it in the future, but probably not. Oh, shit. My connection is all kinds of screwed up tonight. Hopefully everything will be all right. My apologies, friends. My bit rates fluctuate here a lot, and hopefully that is not decreasing the experience in any way. But it may affect the VOD, in which case I apologize to the VOD watchers. You might have a bit of a rough experience. Yeah, because it's just all over the place. It is not steady, and that's a shame. A deleted scene for the DVD releases Aristocrat. Yeah, I mean, I might release it as like a bonus. I don't know. It's pretty good. It wasn't like compelling. It's not one of those things where I'm like, well, that sucks because number 51 was good. Like, whatever. I'm going to say what the topic, the idea was in the, in the later video. So it's like, maybe someday I'll release it. I don't know. But so I had a busy day is what I was trying to say. And so I'm a little scattershot because I was kind of all over the place. Also because my actual physical written list, so here's the thing. I know I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it here. I won't go into too great a length about it, but when I write a list, be it for video games or anime, in this case it's anime. When I write a top 10 list, I write down everything I like this year strongly. That I'd be like, this should be on my list. And there's more than 10. And then I find reasons to remove things from the list. And I don't get rid of them, but I put them aside and go, no, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to use this. And I will it down until I get to 10. And then I look at the list and I go, is this list just isekai or just romantic comedies or just shonen action series? And if I feel like, you know what, I kind of want to put this on the list because it's a little different, or this is like my number 11, but it really could be my number 10, and I'll move that around, I do that for a bit. And then I start organizing the list. I go, this is my number 1. This is my just squeaked by and got on there number 10. Okay, I'm kind of feeling this. I'll put this there. And I just go through the list and try to make as judgments based on whatever information I can kind of come up with and list it, right? And then I start writing out my little paragraphs, my little 2 to 4 to maybe 5 lines about each show. I start writing those out because once I start writing, it defines the list. For instance, there was and I won't get into too much detail without this. We'll probably do a post-mortem on it perhaps on stream. There was a show that was on my list up until I started writing. And the paragraph I wrote for it led me to believe that it's not it can't be in my top 10 list. It just can't. I'm so mad about a thing about it. I'm so mad about a thing that happens around it that it can't be on my list. There's just no way. So it came off my list, and my number 11 got put on the list, and then I had to rearrange the list because I was like, well, hey, Vicky, should my number 11 actually be the new number 10? Everything moves up. No, I kind of like this other one squeaking by on 10 and this one being a 9. So I had to like rearrange the list after I had written it. This is not the right piece. It's this bigger one. So then when I was done with my top 10 list, I realized, oh, I gotta like redo my PowerPoint and all that, like on my slideshow for the video, and I redid that and all that. And then I was looking at it and I go, I don't know. I ended up going with my gut, but for a little while there, I was second guessing myself about one of the my number 1. I was like, is this actually my number 1? Did the write-up I put there for my number 2 actually convince me that my number 2 is my real number 1? Hey, Lord Crashington. And the answer is no. My number 1 is my number 1. My number 2 is my number 2. It just turns out I like my number 2 more, even more than I thought I did. But it's not the new number 1. So I was like, okay, whew, because that really threw me off. So I got all my video stuff done, is what I'm trying to say. And I made an extra video that I did not need to make, and a video I didn't know before today I was going to make because of the mailbag arrival, and everything's fine. But my brain's a little out of it because I just did a lot of video stuff besides other things that I would normally do. Including watch several hours of a wrestling show because I didn't watch all of it yesterday. Lord Crashington wants me to hit the dance button. You know what, Lord Crashington? I will hit the dance button. Here we go. Ching 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 ching. Do da do da do da. All right, great. All right, let's continue working on this. Okay, Ring of Honor Final Battle. On Thursday, I talked about the matches for Ring of Honor Final Battle. Guess what? A bunch more got added while we were streaming, and then some of them got announced just on Tony Khan's Twitter or during the pre-show. So I'll go through this. We knew about Athena versus Billy Starks. We knew about Vikingo versus Black Taurus. We knew about FTR and Mark Briscoe versus Black Bull Combat Club. We knew about Dalton Castle versus Commander versus Kyle Fletcher versus Lee Johnson versus Lee Moriarty versus TBD. We didn't know how that was going to happen, but we knew that. Keith Lee versus Shane Taylor, we knew about. Mogul Embassy versus TMDK for the Ring of Honor 6-Man Championship, we didn't know about. Tony Nese versus Ethan Page, we knew about. Wheeler Yuta versus Tom Lawler for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, we didn't know about because I assumed that we were getting Wheeler Yuta versus Hook, but that's just happening on Collision, so we got that. And we didn't know that the Von Erichs were going to face the Von Erichs sons, the remaining Von Erichs, the last of the Von Erichs, were going to face the Outrunners on the pre-show. It was a lot of nonsense. And that's not even all of the matches. That's just the ones I mentioned there. Because there are more. They added so many fucking matches. And I'm not going to go through like the highs and lows of all of them, but I'll give you the results and my thoughts on any that stood out to me. Taya Valkyrie versus Jasmine Allure. Look, there were 3 women's matches on this card, including pre-show, which I do include. That's wild. That's great. You know, you shouldn't get a cookie for that, but that's cool. I don't know Jasmine Allure too much, but I would like to see more of her. The Von Erichs versus the Outrunners. That was just fun, good nonsense. Kevin Von Erich was there. Their partnership about the Iron Claw. It's a whole thing. They were also on Rampage. They are a fine enough tag team. They were in MLW for a bit. Yeah, they're fine. Turbo Floyd versus Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum are throwback. They are playing the role of 80s wrestlers. So that is fun to have the sons of a Von Erich mixed in with goofballs portraying those kinds of characters. So that worked very well and was fun. Hey, Brian Keith versus Jack Cartwheel. The winner is the 6th spot in the TV match. This is a smart thing. You get a showcase for guys that have been around, guys that they have claimed they want to do things with. If you were wondering, yes, Jack Cartwheel's whole gimmick is he's a man that does cartwheels. He's very good at cartwheels. He's also just like a good wrestler. Like that's his gimmick, but it doesn't need to be his gimmick. But it's a good gimmick. So it's like, yeah, all right. Good on you, Jack. And hey, guess what? The bounty hunter Brian Keith fucking whips ass. That rules. I was like, hell yeah. That's my new second favorite to win the TV title. Because my first favorite was, of course, Dalton Castle. Because Dalton Castle rules. I love Dalton. So I was like, oh yeah, well, if it's Dalton, I can get behind that too. Let's put on a big wheel, everybody. Put a big wheel on here. Big wheel is on there. Big old spinning wheel. Vroom, vroom. Motorcycle wheel is on. Got ourselves a motorcycle wheel on here, everybody. Making good work on this. And then we'll do here. Get some spokes going. All right, so what else did we have for the night here as I look for components that I need? Because I got these, and I need this one, and then its matching pair, which is over here. Great. Daniel Garcia versus Blake Christian. Why? Why did this match happen? What? It's a very good match. Daniel Garcia should be doing more. Blake Christensen is a fine wrestler. This was a perfectly acceptable match that very much did not need to be on the pre-show, and I don't know why it was there. Let's see. They started with El Hijo del Vikingo versus Black Taurus for the AAA Mega Championship. That's right. A belt that is not a Ring of Honor belt was defended, which was good. Somebody was saying in a Discord that I frequent that was talking about Vikingo and some other wrestlers about how like they don't have any characters. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. If you watch a Vikingo match and it bores you, you got to work on that. Like, I don't know what to tell you because the man is incredible and fucking tells stories in the ring. Just fucking goddamn it. Black Taurus is the best base in professional wrestling. And by that, I mean, if you want to do a bunch of cool flippy shit, you need somebody to steady you, to catch you, to support you. Wrestling is a dance, and your dance partner needs to be able to lift you in the air. You can't have the time of your life if you're baby and you run into Patrick Swayze's arms and he can't lift you high in the air. Black Taurus can lift anyone in the air. The dude is incredible. In fact, Kingo is fucking phenomenal as well. Taurus does a powerbomb that is just sickening that I really liked. Mogul Embassy versus TMDK in the ROH 6-man titles. I didn't know the Gates of Agony were going to be back in time for this from Japan, so that's nice. This match was like good. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This is fucking good. They're all heels, so that's kind of weird. Um, Shane Haste is fun. I don't talk enough on this stream or this channel about Bad Dude Tito, because Bad Dude Tito is fucking great. In Fujita, I don't have anything negative to say about Fujita. But all the love to Bad Dude Tito. Accomplished. That match was fine. Mogusi won. Tony Nese versus Ethan Page has been building on Ring of Honor for quite some time. I have caught some of it. I have not caught all of it. It is weird for Ethan Page to be like in this midst of a feud, also then have a banger with Kenny Omega in what could be Kenny Omega's last match. And I don't love saying that out loud. We'll take this opportunity to wish Kenny Omega a speedy recovery as he deals with diverticulitis. I said that wrong. My apologies. Kenny Omega is out dealing with illness. And we wish him the fucking best. But yes, Kenny versus Ethan happened, and it was fun. Then on Dynamite, Kenny was part of a very lackluster promo battle where it did not feel like he was invested in said promo battle or anything that was happening, and it felt weird. And I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. I like the idea of Kenny Omega being like, well, I have a title shot, but I don't really want to keep working with Jericho. You know, like, oh, that could be interesting. No, I think he was just exhausted and not feeling well. So we hope that Kenny recovers and gets well soon. Because Jesus fucking Christ, it's a goddamn cleaner, Kenny Omega. I hope he recovers. Anyway, that has nothing really to do other than that match earlier with Tony Nese versus Ethan Page in an I Quit match, where this is one of the dumbest things that I really love. So it's an I Quit match, right? So you don't want Mark Sterling, the lawyer and manager of Tony Nese, to get involved. So instead of banning him or even doing this backstage, the decision is made, well, we're going to handcuff him to a ring post so he can't get involved unless, you get near that ring post. It's wrestling logic in a way that I was like, all right, that's pretty funny. I thought that was fine. Lots of weapon stuff, lots of nonsense. There was some comedy, but it was good. And he was handcuffed for a while. But hey, Scorpio Sky, who has been doing nothing. He came back. He was on Collision. He had a fucking banger with Andrade, and then nothing really since. He came back. He and Ethan Page were in a tag team, Men of the Year, which was fun. And perhaps we will see more of that. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be particularly good or bad. It could be interesting if they do, depending on how they do it. What they do with it, but maybe a step back for both of them. Nyla Rose versus Vert Vixen just happened. That was just on the card. They just decided, hey, let's also do Nyla Rose versus Vert Vixen. I think Vert Vixen is great. Vert Vixen is at her best when she is on a show without licensing fees, so she can come out to Ryu's theme from Street Fighter, because her whole gimmick is I'm a gamer. Her finisher is called Game Over. That's her fucking thing, is being a gamer. And I think her gimmick works better on the indie scene than it does here. But still a good gimmick, still works. She's still a talented wrestler, doing talented wrestling things. Now, these don't seem right. So, I've got, well, no, I do have two. Okay. Couldn't find the pieces I needed. Turns out I just wasn't looking right. But yeah, this was a fine little match. Again, it made the second second match of the night with women in it of 3, which is wild. But it was kind of a no nothing match. No story, no real reason for it to be on the card. Could have been a TV match. The 6-man was fucking wild. I'm not going to get into the match there. Brian Keith should just get signed. I think he is getting signed because he's going to be on. He was on Collision tonight, so I think his signing is probably inevitable, and it's warranted. So basically, it's a elimination match. But it's not. But it's basically, it's like an elimination tag match. You can tag your opponents in and out, and it's like it's the last person to win. So you can just not accept a tag, or you can try to force your way into the match and tag someone. But it kind of doesn't matter if you do that because eventually you'll get in. So when someone gets eliminated, then it's a dash of who's going to come in. Like, it was kind of an interesting stipulation. It's a bit all over the place, but it was kind of good. Fletcher won, and I think that's weird. So there's something to be said for Kyle Fletcher, who was in Don Callis' family and will be on TV with Don Callis week to week, holding that belt. There's something about, and there's Kyle Fletcher. He's the Ring of Honor TV champion. Here he is on TV holding that belt. That makes the belt better or look bigger and cooler. But they do that already. The Ring of Honor, most Ring of Honor belts are a prop. They're either in the midst of a tournament and just up for grabs in a tournament, or they're held by people, one of whom is injured and one of whom is injured. And they don't appear on there ever. Or they're on a trio who mostly do other things and never defend the belts. Like, it's a rough thing where I'm like, well, I don't really know if. Wait, what happened here? Why is this? That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel like a good connection, but I guess that is how it works. Okay. Sorry. I was like, this doesn't feel right, but I guess this is how this goes. Yeah, that is how that goes. Okay. I don't like how that fits, but sure. And then we just need to add in. We're almost done with our first build of a 3 here, so yeah, we're just about done with this vintage motorcycle. I think we are done with it. Oh no, we've got we got to build some more here. So we have a little more to do. We can got a little bit more. Does this thing not have a kickstand? This thing doesn't have a kickstand. Couldn't build a kickstand on this. Doesn't really want to stand up. We'll just put it like that. There, we'll use that. We'll use that as the kickstand there. All right. Let's build some exhaust here. So we'll build some exhaust, and then we'll be done with this first one. Yeah, Kyle Fletcher winning doesn't really do much for me. That's what I was trying to say. Just fucking give it to Dalton Castle or Lee Moriarty. Just do something with Lee Moriarty. God damn it. Do something with fucking Lee Moriarty. God fucking damn it. Or, as I said, Dalton Castle is already a star. Come on. What are we doing here? I know you got to make new stars, but they don't really make new stars. So, do something with it. Wheeler Yuta versus Tom Lawler. Didn't need to be on this card. Don't know what it was doing here. Yes, Wheeler Yuta is the pure champion. Yes, Tom Lawler has the mat psychology to work well. He is friends with Moxley and a bunch of people. He is seemingly well liked by professional wrestlers who would want him to work there. But this match had nothing going for it other than good wrestling. And Wheeler is already in other things. He's already got other things going on. This just seemed unnecessary. It was solid, but I was just like, I don't know what's going on here. Shane Taylor versus Keith Lee. I feel like they had a blow-off match for this like 10 times. I do not care. Even when it was a Ring of Honor feud, I did not care about this. I want Keith Lee to be on television in a good program, and Shane Taylor can be on Ring of Honor and do Shane Taylor shit. That's fine. I don't need him to not. I don't need him to go away or anything. This is a waste of Keith Lee's time and effort. He should be in something on television and not on this. They got a lot of history. They hugged, and I hope it's over. Also, Shane Taylor did hug his kids, which is fun, but he is a heel, so that's less fun. It's like, all right, I don't know what's going on with that, but okay. All right, we got to connect the exhaust here, and the last thing we need to build is the seat, because this is the most complete kit of anything we'll be working on here. So we just got to build the seat, and then we're good. FTR versus and Mark Briscoe versus the Blackpool Combat Club in a match without honor. Not every heel can be ejecting their kids from the arena. You're right, Lashbrook, but maybe don't acknowledge them until like the match is over. I don't know. Maybe you don't need to acknowledge them at all. They can just be there with kids. No handshakes. This match was bloody, and some of the blood was clearly on purpose, and some of the blood was not on purpose, and it was a fucking lot. And you know what? Sure, FTR doesn't really do much for me these days. This was at least a nice tribute to Jay Briscoe. And John Moxley bleeding again also doesn't really do much for me these days. But I need John Moxley to take a break from wrestling for a little bit so that he can go away and come back, and I can be psyched that he's back. I think that's where we're at with Mox, for me anyway, right now. All right, Vintage Motorcycle has been completed. There it is, our Vintage Motorcycle. It's pretty good. I got to take a photo of that because we're done with the first build before we can get into the second build. Because we have to disassemble this, which means I need to take a photo of it. So I have to change the lighting, which isn't good for the stream, but is very good for photographs. So I'll do that. Get a nice picture of this motorcycle. This vintage motorcycle. Wish it had a kickstand. There, we'll take a photo like that. I actually think I like that better as an angle. Great. Motorcycle has been photographed. We can switch back to that. Yeah, that match was fucking brutal, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Eddie Kingston versus Anthony Henry. Anthony Henry needed to win or last 10 minutes because it was a proving ground match. That's different from an eliminator. An eliminator match, you need to win and you get a title shot. A proving ground, you need to win or last a certain length of period of time, and then you get a title shot. It should be noted, it doesn't make any fucking sense for Eddie Kingston to have the opportunity to give anyone a title shot when his belt is being held up for a tournament. Like, yes, he still technically has that belt, but like, come on. It's just weird. It is a weird little thing. It did not make much sense to me that Eddie had the opportunity to defend that belt in a proving ground match. That felt weird. Anthony Henry is a perfectly fine wrestler. My honest to God thing was, this was a big fear of mine, that this was like someone Eddie wanted to wrestle and he wanted to get it in before he loses this tournament and is no longer the Ring of Honor champion. That's what it kind of felt like to me, which made me nervous because I don't want Eddie to lose. I would like Eddie Kingston to win the whole tournament and be the first Triple Crown champion, because it feels like someone like Eddie Kingston should be the Triple Crown champion, the first one, because he would defend it uh, everywhere. He already has a working relationship with New Japan. It would add some prestige to it as a real gutsy champion for the first champion. I think that's the way to go. But him getting this match in either felt like that, or it did bother him that he hasn't been on a lot of Ring of Honor TV as champion or pay-per-views. So maybe he just wanted to be on the Final Battle card. I don't know. But he could have been a tag team. It didn't work for me. This didn't work for me, brother. Like he won in like 5 minutes, and Anthony Henry looked good. And then Garcia wants some of him because they're in the tournament together or whatever. And maybe Garcia wants a title shot as well, but most likely it was just mind games. And then Athena and Billy Starks had a match of the year contender. Holy shit. Billy Starks' longest match ever, I believe, according to Cage Match. Completely jaw-droppingly fantastic. Billy Starks is still young enough that she takes moves that are nonsense that she should not be taking. But then also Athena took some moves that were I would describe as ill-advised. Oh, God, it was gorgeous. What a fucking match. I stayed up late watching that last night because I wasn't going to watch it until highlights today. And then I was like, fine, I'll watch a couple matches. And I watched that. Oof. Oh, boy. It ended with Athena winning. I think it should have been Billy Starks. But then it actually ended with Athena wanting Billy Starks to be her minion and Billy Starks agreeing, which I guess could lead to another match where Billy finally wins. Very brutal. Also, Athena came out. She's done this before. She came out in gear that is very reminiscent of Bane, and like Batman the Animated Series Bane. So, fuck yeah, it works and is good. Billy Starks did not come out to Blink 182, which is the music that she uses on shows where it's okay to use licensed music because they're not going to get in trouble, seemingly. But she did not use that for that. They did not shell out for that. Also, I did think that Lexi was going to betray Billy, and Lexi Nair has been a fantastic addition to that storyline. Nonsense. Very good and great. But yeah, I thought the ending, I kind of wanted Billy to want another shot, not just to like accept Athena as her boss. But maybe there'll be more coming down the road. I don't know. I think it is time for Athena. I tweeted about this and I stand by it. Athena has been holding the Ring of Honor company on her shoulders. She is the best thing going in that promotion. And while it is admirable for her, it has kept her from being on AEW television, which she should be on way more. And it's annoying that she's not. Put her on TV, Tony Khan. You put her on fucking... I think it's time. I think it is beyond time for her to lose the belt to someone else, and have somebody else hold that title. And I think Billy Starks will be a fine person for that to be. So who knows? Maybe next year we'll see it. Right now I am just removing parts here and knolling them, putting them aside by color to make it easier for me to find them as I build the street bike here in a moment. This is a small kit, as we said. Took, a little less than an hour to build that. Let's see. A little bit more wrestling news. Japan in the past. So Japan, as far as wrestling goes, obviously long history of wrestling. Lots of competition between the big promotions. Big promotions often have deals with smaller promotions. They have partners with smaller promotions. They use them as a feeder system. Lasher says, I knew Athena had her minions or whatever, but I didn't learn until that match she had a move called the Despicable Knee, which is great. Yes, it goes deep, Lashbrook. It goes very deep. All of the nonsense. Also, all the vignettes of them in Minions training is incredible. It's so good. It's all everybody steps up, and it's very fun and weird and great. So that always happens, right? Well, a thing that's in modern Japanese wrestling is cross promotion is happening way more than it ever used to. You'll have like people from Pro Wrestling Noah show up at a New Japan show, and vice versa, and especially around the retirement of Kenji Muto, people wanted the Great Muta or Kenji Muto to appear in places, and there were some good little handshake deals that happened and cross promoting. The belts were New Japan belt was defended on a DDT show. Things are getting weird in a very good way. Well, as part of that, this is not a merger. This is a trade group that is starting in Japan. And they're going to be doing with business just in the yen is bad, and business in general not great in Japan. So this is like basically a group that is looking to help all wrestling promotions, but also like help with government assistance for some things and some whatever they can do as like a trade body. Basically, it's the ESA for wrestling in Japan. And there's a lot of cross promotion here. And the United Japan Pro Wrestling is the group. And there are 9 promotions are involved because Bushi Road owns Stardom in New Japan. So they're in it. And then Cyberfight is involved, which means all of the promotions in Cyberfight are involved in this. So that's going to be Noah, DDT, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and Gambare, and then also Big in Japan, which is the smallest of the promotions involved in this, and then All Japan, New Japan, and Stardom. So it's kind of a big deal. Kind of nonsense. And again, this is going to be a trade group, although they are going to do a joint show with everybody together. They put out a press release, and I'll mention just like a couple of it because it's still pretty goddamn wrestling. Representation. The group will be the face, the public-facing symbol for the collective whole of professional wrestling in Japan. So basically, they're going to be like, hey, like, yes, there are other promotions that are not involved in this, but we're going to try to be the face of wrestling in litigation and promotion and all of that. Like a bit of a governing body, a bit of an NWA. Unity and integrity. The group will represent they represent a spoke group for all professional wrestling in Japan. And of course, that allows for people to be like, we're not part of this. We're doing our own thing. But then also benefit from that. There are wrestlers who are in government after their wrestling careers. There is currently a wrestler for Pro Wrestling Noah who is an active councilman in his, locally, and continues to be a wrestler. Some of people really like that. Some people really hate that. We'll see how it goes for him. But I think that's kind of neat, kind of wild. Government communication and requests, strengthening connections in other industries and sectors. Just like, a rising tide raises all ships. Sharing resources and practices, which is smart. Wrestler health and safety. Compliance training. Group members will also consolidate event data for historical archive purposes. Does New Japan interact with the LLAA. I do not believe so. No. Um, I do not think they do dirty. Also, hi dirty. Um, the groups are New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling Noah, DDT Pro Wrestling, Gambare, Big Japan Pro Wrestling, Dragon Gate. I forgot to include Dragon Gate on that list. Dragon Gate's on the list, and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. And there's a chairman now, an executive member. The historical archive purposes is pretty great because it means that if a library in Japan, like an archive in Japan or internationally, certainly, wanted some footage, they could go to that body to try to lobby for it instead of like going through, like there could be a process of doing that. And that will benefit a lot of people. So yeah, it's kind of neat. And they're going to do a group event. That's pretty nice. And there are some people that are just like, oh no, I watch All Japan. I don't watch New Japan, or I watch Stardom. I don't watch Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, or vice versa. I know there are some people that like that's their fucking thing, but a lot of people just want to watch good wrestling, and the idea of partnerships continuing just benefits those. I look forward to fun. I hope that, I assume it will, that this joint show airs on Wrestle Universe, which is the where I watch. You don't know that, but that is the service I use to watch Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling and DDT and some Noah and a little bit of Ganbare, but Ganbare, their method of showing wrestling, their presentation of it, is an attempt to honor the past of the kind of like handy cam style, like the old school indie style. And I don't like watching that for too long. It hurts my eyes. So I don't watch much Ganbare because it is a little too shaky cam for my liking. All right, we're almost done disassembling this so that we can work on a different bike. Is there anything else that I need to say here? Maybe some gaming news. The WWE. Okay, let's see. No, we don't start that. So, yeah, that is a weird thing. So Steam decided that they were going to be cute with some bands recently. Pro Dota 2 player and streamer Mason Vene opened a Dota 2 client for a surprise gift from Valve. And when he opened it on stream, turns out that is a lump of coal, a highly toxic lump of coal. And then he got permabanned for smurfing. And he was like, what? Wait, what? Which is playing on account. He's trying to bypass their skill-based rules and rankings. You're playing like on the secondary account to, because your skill means that you can play against low-level players on a different account, but your skills don't reflect that account's ranking, of course. It just happened that he was on stream. Banned until 2038, which is not a real year. Yes, that's obviously a made-up year. They were just like, I don't know, what's the highest number we can put in? We'll just do that. And it rules. I know, like, sometimes there's valid reasons. Sometimes bans happen and they shouldn't happen. Should it be something like this? Should they be joking about something serious like this? Or is it even serious? Like, yada, yada, yada. I think it's fucking funny. And he's apologized and it's like, oh, I'm sorry. That's the earliest year you can retire, says Dirty. There you go. I've never considered retirement because I don't see a future as a possibility. Let's see. There's no sense denying, the company wrote. King Kringle knows. King Kringle, not Chris Kringle. King Kringle. He's checked your behavior score, and he's coming with a bad hammer to pulverize the Smurf accounts of all the naughty boys and girls. Hey, you know what, King Kringle? Understand that this is not a binary system. Get with it, King. Let's see. A fresh batch of alleged Dota 2 cheaters have been finding out that Banhammer's back. And apparently a lot of them, some people got goal. I've played Dota 2 for 13 years. Or Dota for 13 years, not Dota 2 specifically. He says, I have never once cheated, never abused a bug, never abused any sort of MMR tricks. But he did buy a behavior booster to improve his score for in-game communication and staying positive and choral, which again, so he's like, hey, I didn't cheat. I did use a third party and clearly break the rules. I'm asking for a second chance because I will never do anything like this again, and I never have in the past. Yeah, all right. Yeah, dude. I have never in my 13 years of playing Dota 2 ever done anything like this, and when I realized it felt wrong and was the wrong way to go about things, I stopped. Sadly, you can't undo a mistake you made, which I guess is like the best thing. The guy apparently role plays a toxic character. Yeah. Don't. That doesn't feel... You've never felt bad about doing that, apparently. Because there was money tied to it. Yeah, I don't got any sympathy for that shit. Like I said, erroneous bans, like because of IP, when it was just like, I was using a randomizer, that wasn't that, or I shouldn't be in trouble for something that roommates of mine have done, or whatever. Like that kind of stuff, I'm way more lenient about in my own personal thoughts and opinions. But yeah, nah, get the fuck out of here. Ban all Dota 2 streamers is not what I'm saying. Ban all Dota 2 streamers. Give them all the coal. God. It's pretty good. All right. So at this point in the stream, I'm going to take a pause for the cause because it's after 10. I didn't even notice. I'm going to talk about ways that's right, you can support what I do here. Oh, I should change this to Street Bike. And I'll go to this. If you are currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through cash money or your Prime Gaming token. Those are options if you would like to do that. Currently there is a promotion happening here, the bonus promotion, the end of the year bonus. It's September and December. 25% off new subs until January 2nd. Later, gift subs will be on sale. Gift subs are not on sale right now, but they will be later. And if you give 300 or more bits, there's an added bonus of I get extra bits. So you can do that. As you can see, there's this thing. And then, yeah, that's only till the 20th. Bit bonus is only the 20th. And there's a new hype train, which I don't even mention too much because whatever. Consider becoming a subscriber. That's a way to support what I do here through cash money. You could gift a sub like Aristophan and Imjan did. Again, 27th through the 2nd, if you gift, then it will save you money. Right now, it won't save you money, but you could just do it if you just wanted to. You could just do that. Bits and coins always appreciated, as I said, and you get bonus bits until the 20th. So, or I get bonus bits, I should say, not you, me. I get more. It's something to consider if you are considering that. We're currently at 39 subscribers. The goal is to get to 50. I shut up at 50. If you'd like to become a subscriber, you could do that now, and that would be neat. Other things for me to talk about here. That's all the ways to support me right here on twitch.tv/PatBaer. There are other ways to support me, like you could go to Patreon.com/PatBear, and a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier await you. If you're in the $10 tier, you can vote today on something. I've got something up for voting about what I'll be building next. So you can get in there and vote. Let's see how that poll's doing because I haven't looked since I put it up. That poll is currently at, okay, Model Kit. Great. Looks like Model Kit is winning that poll. That's neat. Yeah, you go to my Patreon. See if there's a something there for you if you want to do that. YouTube.com/PatBear is my YouTube channel. I post videos there quite often. Join my Patreon if you, or sorry, become a member there if you want. Subscribing is free. Membership costs $2 a month. And if you do that, you get my Wednesday videos a day early. It's pretty good. As I said, the one I recorded today, the second one of the ones I recorded today, pretty wild. I think you will like it. I think you'll be up for the shenanigans in that. Those are monthly ways to support me financially, but there is another way. If you just want to do a one-time donation, you could do that over at either PayPal directly or Ko-Fi if you want to use like a credit card or something. Go over to Ko-Fi.com/PatBear or PayPal.me/It'sPatBear if you want to make a donation like that. Everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me, through Patreon, through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And every month, I take money out of that fund to buy model kits and Lego sets. The Lego I'm working on right now came from those funds. I have a backlog of things that I would be happy to build, although the next two things I'm going to be building come from my Amazon wish list because Aristofan bought 2 things off the wish list as a Christmas present, which is rad. Thank you very much, Aristofan, for that. I appreciate it. If you want to buy something and get a dedicated video about the thing you bought that I'll put up on YouTube, and also jump the queue and become the next thing I build, we'll head on over to my Amazon wish list. That's the easiest way to support what I do here. I've got model kits. I got Lego sets. I got inexpensive kits. I got expensive kits. I got kits that are never on sale. I got kits that are often on sale. Free delivery, not free delivery. Prime members, which is different. All kinds of different things here that I'd be happy to build. And there's some gear at the bottom because maybe you want to support the stream, but you don't know what to buy. There's a bunch of different random stuff there, including things that are... My list also has things that are prohibitively expensive, nonsensically expensive, and then some stuff that, like, it's totally within a budget. I would love it. My alternative to Amazon, because it's nice to have alternatives, is Throne. That is a wish list there. You could buy something from Throne and it'll come to me. If you just want to go in a different route, you could do that. And then, of course, there's USA Gundam Store. You could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. They send you an email with the gift card code. Then you send me a DM on Twitter, because my DMs are open, or a whisper on Twitch with the gift card code. And then I will use it. And I will, I'll buy something on USA Gundam Store to build. Sorry, I'm just checking one thing real quick. Someone sent me a message. I got it. No problem. Okay, if you want to support me and not spend any money, I have a Discord. You're welcome to go hang out in that Discord. It's full of great people. I post build photos at the end of every stream. It's a nice little place. Hey, you're welcome to join the Discord. Couple of video links for you to check out. Sorry. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I said my top 10 list of the year of 2023 is coming out on Monday. If you missed my superlative awards, my 2023 anime awards, where I gave out like best, what did I say here? Biggest surprise. I gave an award for an anime that is an anime. I gave an award for best, or most obvious light novel title. There's some simple little awards that I think are pretty fun. You can check that out. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every week I write and perform a piece of comedy, and I promise that it has been rehearsed somewhat and filmed. The most recent Baerly Rehearsed, I said, I recorded 2 of them today, and I'm only going to use one. The one I recorded for last week that went up last Wednesday is one of my favorites. It is Danny Local with the local news part 3. It is a reoccurring character. Danny Local is a guy that does like a news style program about the local news. His last name is Local. It's just news about him. It requires more editing than my other videos. I think it's pretty great. I think you'll like it. Consider it. It should be great. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. I think you'll enjoy it. Check that out if you haven't already. It's again one of my favorite Baerly Rehearsed. A project that is almost done, which is wild to think about. Okay, I'm going to talk about some anime, and then we'll talk about some games and such. But first, I need to dramatically transition the overhead, and I need to drink water because, oh boy, I need some of that H2O. So we'll dramatically transition. I'll drink a little water, and then we will continue working on this Lego right now. All right. Doom Kitten is here. Welcome, Doom Kitten. Hello to you. I've already completed the first of 3. I completed the vintage motorcycle. Now we're working on the street racer bike. And then we're going to do the dragster. But we're going to start with the street racer here. So we're continuing doing that. And I'm going to talk to you about, everybody in chat. I'm going to talk to you about the 2 anime shows that I watched since our last stream on Thursday. Watched 2 shows. We'll chat about those now. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. We are more than halfway through this season because it's 2 core, but it started with 2 episodes, so that's why we're more than halfway through, which is great because the show whips ass. So we get more of it. Always excited for more of Frieren, because it's just so goddamn good. So this episode, Frieren and company arrive at a village, and there is a monster that is putting people to sleep. And Fern and Stark immediately succumb to it. Frieren holds on, but she doesn't. She ends up passing out, which is like, that's pretty fucking powerful. She wasn't prepared for it. Because I guess it's a curse. But if it was a spell, she might have been able to work out it. But because it's a curse, she doesn't have a way around it. She falls asleep. But because it's a curse, you can't curse a high-ranking priest. It's just not going to work out. So, good thing that Scene, who had joined up not too long ago as the newest member of the party, good thing that dude's around. Wait. Let's see. Oh, I missed a piece that needs to go right there. Okay. I was like, wait, this doesn't seem right. Didn't seem right because I hadn't done it properly. Put that there. Then we need this piece and these 2 pieces. Okay, great. Sorry. He has resistance to curses, so he doesn't get cursed. And he manages to wake up Frieren long enough for her to kill the monster. And he was worried that she misunderstood what he was trying to say to her. And he was like, oh, I almost really fucked that up. Like he's trying to take responsibility for that. Because he thinks he messed up. Later, they reach the city of Vorig, which is a relay point to where they're trying to go. And there's like a weird, immediately, like that was like a fun little, like, oh, okay, this is an odd thing on our adventure, but now we're learning about each other and we're learning more about the newest member. That's good. Then things this part of the episode just gets weird. So they show up, and a noble named Orden is just like, hey, you, and he's talking to Stark, pretend to be my dead son. Because there is a bunch of influential people from the region are going to come here, and everyone thinks that my son is a hero, and everyone will be fucking bummed, and morale will really dip if everybody knows that he died. So, like, what if you just, like, fucking pretended to be him? Which is like, yikes, dude. This is some sitcom stuff, only involves death. So it's not really sitcom-y, but it's a little sitcom-y. Oh, we got to do 2 of these, huh? Okay, so we'll do that. Yeah. Uh, they're like, because they lied to people. They said, "Oh, he's fine after this like fight. He's just recovering," but he's not. Um, and Frieren's like, "No, what? No, we're not going to do that. That's just weird. We're not going to mess around with any of that nonsense." But their travel funds are low, so they agree to do it in exchange for money, because you got to eat. And also he's going to throw in a grimoire, which we know is a thing that she likes collecting. That is her hobby, is collecting weird grimoires with weird spells. So she says, "Sure, you know what? Okay, we'll do it." Stark has to learn proper etiquette, and Fern gets roped into it so they can like be together to help with covering. I guess that's why she's learning it too. But they've got to learn proper etiquette because they don't know that stuff. And then they play the roles they need, and everything kind of wraps up. Like they help cover for each other, and it all works out. And the subterfuge is fine. And then he's like, "Hey, what if you just stayed and you just became Ren?" And Stark's like, Rit, I should say. He's like, look, I can't be a replacement. I can't replace him. And you can't be my new father. You can't replace my father, which is just like heavy. It's like heavy shit. Again, weird episode took a turn. This show will drop some heavy on you. And he's like, also, at some point, my master is still alive. He was the member of the Heroes Party. He's like, yeah, someday I kind of like want to go back to hang out with my master and tell him what I've been up to. So I can't really do that. And then this is a cool Gundam build. Yes. Yeah, so this is the Lego portion. I build some stuff that isn't Gundam. We're working on here on the street bike. But yeah, we do some non-Gundam builds on this channel. As I said in promoting today's stream, sometimes you just need a break. The nice thing about Lego is if I fuck up, I can fix it. If I do something that is just like I put something in the wrong place, totally fix it. Oh yeah, I like kits like that. I mean, I love a 3-in-1 because it's fun to see like with these pieces, what can you do? You can do in this case, you can do 2 different kinds of motorcycles, and then also a very tiny drag race car. It's like, okay, sure. Sometimes you got to use your imagination a little bit for the third ones, but it's good. I still enjoy these nonsense builds. Sometimes they're fun. The end of this episode of Frieren is Orden training his second son, Mutt, to basically kind of like step up and be the next in line. And then also Frieren selects a grimoire, which was the reward for this job, along with money. And then they're going to move on, and the story will continue. And this very good anime will continue to do cool shit. Frieren Beyond Journey's End. If you are not watching it, I recommend it because it is one of the best shows this season, if not one of the best shows this year, perhaps. Jatsu just rated with a party of 5. Thank you, Jatsu. Lashbrook says, I feel like you could mod the third mode into a rad wheelchair. You definitely could, Lashbrook, I would say. We only have 2 wheels, so you would need maybe to use these as wheels in the front. Like tiny little wheels there. Jatsu, thank you very much for the raid. Appreciate it. You're going to go make some rice. Go make some rice. We're working on Lego. We're talking about anime. But yeah, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. And go get some rice. Yeah, cool down from some streaming. while we work on this. I'm just going to get all of the components I need for this out before we get heavy into this build here. We're going to need 2 of these. We're going to need 2 of these. We'll get all those out. We're going to need 1 of these. I think I have all the components. No, I don't have all the components. I need 2 of these. And I need this one. All right, I now have all the components. Oh, wrong piece. Grab the wrong piece. I have all the components I need now to assemble this. And while I'm assembling this part of the build, I will tell you about my daughter left the nest and returned an S-rank adventurer. So this is another, like, characters coming to head. Again, there's, for a show that is, the premise is, you know, a guy retires and raises a girl to be an adventurer, like he was, and then she just goes on to be incredibly talented. It seems like a simple story. There's a lot going on. Angeline was invited to go to a high lord, and everybody knew there was going to be some shenanigans. The shenanigans is apparently that she got invited to go to this specifically so this Villard, one of the sons of Estegal, could just be like, hey, look who I brought here, Dad. She's just now, unfortunately, wrapped up in their right of succession nonsense. Because it's the middle brother, the older brother is shit, Ferdinand is shit too. And the third son, there's a third son and a daughter. And then Liselette shows Angeline someone named Kasim imprisoned beneath the castle. And she can clearly tell this dude is skilled. And she's just like, what a waste. What a waste that you're, you know, wasting your talent hanging out down here. Kasim is going to be mildly important. We'll say that. Meanwhile, Belgrieve is trying to find out information about... Belgrieve and Marguerite arrive at the guild to find out that Angeline has been interviewing women to see if they should, like, as to find out, like, a good match to date Belgrieve. Because so she's basically playing matchmaker, and nobody, like, wants to flat out tell him that's what's happening, but eventually he finds out about that shit. But then he starts asking about the reason he was there was to ask questions about his former party members, because when he lost his leg, he ended up retiring because he was like, I can't really continue to do this stuff. Percival, who is a swordsman, is out adventuring. He's just away. Kasim works as a mage, but is currently missing. We know that Kasim is locked in, you know, that Angeline has met Kasim. And, you know, it's like without everybody knowing what's going on there. So we know that, but he doesn't know that. Sati, who was an elf, quit adventuring and everyone presumes returned home. And that's who people think is the woman that Belgrieve had a relationship with that he ended. That's who people assume that's who it was because they were in the same party. Let's see. Dortis and Chibog want to fight Belgrieve, and he loses narrowly, despite being only one leg and older, and they are very impressed with how strong he is. Angeline meets the brothers, the shitty brothers, and she is immediately just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I hate all of this. I hate these dudes. I hate what's happening here. And she can't wait to go home because all of the brothers suck. They're all shit dudes. And she just can't wait to get out of there. Meanwhile, Kasim ponders if Angeline is right and he is wasting his time. So maybe we'll see some movement out of that. You would imagine that something is going to fucking happen because the season of this show is almost over. And I believe there are only 12 episodes. Let me check. Let me check. Actually, I should check. Because that was episode. That was episode. Wait, yeah. That was episode 12. If that was episode 12, are there 13 episodes in it? There's got to be 13. Hold on. I'm looking at Annie chart now. Have I already looked this up before? There's got to be, because I don't think it's a 2-core. That couldn't have been the 12th episode because it like nothing fucking happened. So it's fall 2023. My daughter. 13 episodes. Okay, there's 13 episodes. Okay, there are 13. Thank God. I was like, that couldn't have been the end of season 1 because I don't think there's going to be a season 2 because it doesn't seem to be a particularly popular show. I was like, that can't be right. Something is very wrong here. The answer is it is right because there's just nothing else going on. All right. Now is the part of the stream. We have some time left. I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What's going on with y'all? What do you got going on? Have you been to the movies? You watch some TV? You're watching some anime? You playing any video games? You reading anything? Let me know what you got going on. You're working on some recipes for Christmas. You're baking some cookies, decorating the house last minute. What's going on with y'all? I'll start with, I'm playing Hearthstone. You know I'm playing Hearthstone. Played it on Tuesday on stream. Enjoyed doing that. Don't have any necessarily plans to do more of it, but still enjoyed doing it. I gotta flip this over, huh? Still enjoyed streaming that game because it's been a hot minute since I did. I have started playing the New Game Plus for Alan Wake 2. I don't have much to report from that. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like, one, I don't want to give spoilers, and two, I haven't played that much of it. But I just started because, like I said, I had a lot going on. I watched a lot of wrestling yesterday and then today, and then I also did a lot. I had a lot of projects to work on, and I'm glad I got all those done. Got those videos. I have to upload one video still, but like I said, I'm going to upload that video tonight while I do other things. So that'll be okay. But for the most part, I'm just hanging out. It's been going pretty good. Aristophan says, as a change of pace, I've been playing the Trails of Mana remake from a few years ago. Okay, that's fun. I mean, Trials, I should say. Right? Trials? Yeah. From years ago. Yes, Trials of Mana, not Trails. I was like, Trails of Mana. Is that a recent game? No, it's not a recent game. That's cool. I hope you're having a good time with it. That's neat. Yeah, am I doing anything else? I mean, not really. I played a little bit more. I played just a hair more of Power Wash Simulator because I decided that's what I'm going to do in the hour when we count down to New Year's. So if you're unaware, Saturday the 30th, not streaming. I'm not going to stream on Saturday the 30th, my normal stream time. I'm going to watch wrestling with friends instead on the internet. I'm not going to go to a wrestling event. But I'm going to watch wrestling and not stream that day. So instead, on December 31st, I will be here. And I will stream from 9 p.m. until 11 p.m. model kit building or Lego or whatever we're working on. And then when that's done at 11 p.m., I'm going to boot up Power Wash Simulator and we'll work on Santa's Workshop, which I've done, I think, about a quarter of. So we'll get back into that and do more of that. And then that'll wrap up. And then I will ring in the new year with everybody. And then we'll go raid somebody else and find somebody else who's doing cool shit on that's how we'll ring in the new year. So I did play a little bit of Power Wash Simulator. I think I'm about a quarter done with it. But I obviously have more to do in Santa's Workshop, the free little holiday bonus thing. So I'm excited to continue to work on that. But I was like, I realized I should save that. I should just save that for that. And I was like, that's a good thing to do in that hour that we're we're gonna kill. Lord Crashton said, I started watching the live action Yu Yu Hakusho on Netflix. I have not seen that yet. And it's been pretty good so far, though they've cut out a lot of stuff from the first 50 episodes to give Yusuke and his crew personalities and characters. For why they do what they do is unfortunate. Yes, I think a lot of people recognize that they were going to have to cut down the beginning, right? Because a lot of that early stuff, I mean, obviously, Yusuke is a ghost for just quite some time, right? He's just a ghost for quite a long time. So you have to deal with all of that, which maybe they didn't want to deal all with that. And then you also have the whole thing of, well, we got to introduce these characters and like they're villains. So how long do we want them to be villains before? But we know they're going to join up. And where that in the anime is like a process and kind of interesting, you kind of need to get to it in the television version, the live action version, which I don't fully agree with, but I understand why they would think that. Oh, good. There is a kickstand on here. Or a stand, because I was like, this does not stand up on its own. This just does not balance right. Dirty booted up Power Simulator started the Sans Workshop. Nice. And then Lashbrook says, I've only seen Yusuke's visit from Truck-kun and it was violent as hell. Yes. I have also heard that his death scene is like brutal. Which is not a spoiler because the whole point of him being a ghost detective is started there. Let's see. Does this actually... This kickstand does allow you to stand up this cycle, which is great. So you can just kick it there and go. And there it is, the street racer. A must for any motorcycle, to be honest. My Suzuki will not balance without the kickstand. Laugh out loud. Not rare as far as I know. Totally. Yeah. I was going to say, I'm like, there's got to be something there. And there is the kickstand. The kickstand is right here, if you didn't see. And it flicks up and flicks down and allows me to balance the bike for photography, which I'll be doing in just a moment. The first episode says Lord Crashton is just Yusuke's death and being a ghost for a bit. And then the fire stuff happens, which is where he is brought back, which works out pretty well. Yeah, I mean, like, he's a ghost for fucking a really long time. Like, that's where he learns the spirit gun. Like, hey, Silver Streak just resubbed 31-1 saying, good evening. That's many months. That is. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat. And thank Silver Streak for 31 months, which is so many months. Thank you, Silver Streak, for that. All right. And then I'm going to take a photo of this kit and then we will disassemble it. We won't get really anywhere started with our third and final build of this, which is the dragster, but we'll get this disassembled and organized. But yeah, this went together really fun. This is a 3-in-1. So we have already worked on the vintage motorcycle and we worked on the street bike, and now we're going to be working on the dragster. They don't touch the soul leg stuff at all, and weird bug zombie stuff as part of the second episode. I can understand the soul leg. Like, guess what? I don't think we're going to get to the point where there is a cute animal friend. So I don't think you need to do the soul leg. Because I don't think they're going to do that far into it. I don't think they're going to get that far, right? They're going to drop a bunch of stuff, and we're going to have the brothers, the bad boy brothers, and I feel like that's as much as you're going to get. I am not surprised that a bunch of fun... I mean, because, right, like, Enma's not a baby. Which I think, like, to me, that was my big indication of the tone of this live-action Yu Yu Hakusho was, okay, well, if they're not going to have Enma show up as a baby, Like the only images they're showing of him is him in his adult form. I'm like, okay, well, this show could be cool, but I don't know if it's going to be fun. You know what I mean? Like, is it going to like it could kick ass, but is it going to be a goofy good time? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I do know that I need to put up the dragster photo. Get rid of that, and I can get rid of that. Great, because that's where we're looking now. Wait, I took did I take a photo? I didn't take a. Did I take a photo? I did not take a photo. Shit. I didn't. Oh God. I have to reassemble this. Fuck. They also skipped the competition for Genka's trading and just have Yusuke and Quabra go there for trading. Fandom photos. Yeah. Damn it. Damn it. And I threw the instructions, not away, but to the side. All right. Can I rebuild this? I'm going to have to rebuild this. I haven't taken apart too much of it yet. We can do this. Luckily, I haven't taken too much apart. So all I got to do is this. Right, it's actually like this. Luckily, I hadn't done too much work to that. I hadn't taken too much apart. I can't believe I forgot. You know what it was? I was going to take a photo, and then then Silver Streak renewed, and that got me distracted. But thank you, obviously, very much for renewing yourself. The only thing I took apart was the stand here, and I got to figure out how to build that. Silver Streak, is not your fault. I got distracted. I'm also need to say thank you to Bobby Does Roller, who says, I miss you. I miss you too. Thank you for 35 months. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat. And thank you very much for your continued support. Bobby, appreciate you. Throw some emotes in the chat there. Thanks for renewing yourself. Okay, so then how do I don't remember what parts were used for the kickstand. Let me look at this. Let me look at this photo here. Let's see. Because I can just go and get what I need. But okay, so it was this part, and then it was this part. And how do those connect? How do those parts connect? Lord Crashington just cheered 400 bits. I guess they keep track of watch streams now. Oh, no, that's not what that was. It was a watch streak. I don't know. That wasn't 400 bits. It's just 450. Okay. I guess they keep track of watch streaks now. All right. Cool. Yes, that's weird. I feel like that's a thing that I don't need to know about, but all right. Thank you. All right. How did this get connected? I don't remember how this was connected. Is it one of these? Goes on there? And then this goes like that? No, this doesn't have this piece at all. All right. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll be back in a second. I gotta dig out these instructions, which I tossed aside, and I gotta find the instructions that I need. It's this one. Nope, it's the other one. All right. Okay. Now I'm coming back. Coming back in just a second. And I am back. Okay. They pin it like it's something the streamer should know about. Yeah, that's weird. I don't feel like that necessarily is. All right, let's build this stand again because I can't believe that I started disassembling before we took a photo. It's this piece goes here into this, and then this goes into that, and here is the kickstand. Now we can take this photo. Yes, Silver Streak, I did remember before I fully disassembled the kit, so I didn't have to reassemble the kit on my own time to take the photo. Now, could I get away with not having the photo? Sure. But I want the photo. Also, I'm just going to hold on to the instructions here for a second so that in case I suddenly need to look at them again. But let me get this here. Can I get this like this? Yeah, that's better. All right. And we'll change the lighting back for building in a second. But this is a better lighting for photography. It's way better for my photos look so much better under that other lighting. But it's not great for, this. Now I can disassemble this without impunity, with impunity. With no worries. We can move on to disassembling because we don't have enough time to really get started with the next thing. We'll do that on Monday's stream. And then also on Monday's stream, we will start working on a model kit that was purchased by Aristofan. So we were working on a model kit. I'll tell you that it is a kit from Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. Ever heard of it? We'll be working on that kit, and I'm excited to build that because it looks neat. And I have built so many Witch from Mercury kits. I'm so lucky to be able to have done that, and they're just so nice that I can't wait to work on another one. It's part of this kit I've built before. One of these days, I will get a light box setup. I mean, yeah, Lashbrook, having a separate place for photography would be nice. I would love to have some kind of kit for taking really detailed photos, but for my purposes here, just being able to change the overhead light to make photos look better, I'm very happy because some of my photos, before I realized, I can just change the lighting, definitely didn't look great. So that's definitely up my game a bit that way. So yeah, we're just going to disassemble. That'll be my Monday stream. Tuesday will be Persona 4 Golden with mods. I will talk about some new mods. Some of those mods don't really affect the gameplay that we're going to be currently in, but it's Christmas time. I believe that we are on December 22nd, which is the last possible day to fight the main antagonist and defeat the main antagonist. Now, you might say, Pat, you can't defeat a dungeon like that in one day. Yes, you can. You 100% can if you have cheated a lot and you are uber strong. But there will be one mod that will be very helpful in that. And then there were some quality of life mods that, like, if I New Game Plus, I will have Margaret's Dungeon. It will be great for me to have restored lines that were cut from Persona 4 into Golden because they reference Persona 3 and they didn't want to do that in Golden for whatever reason. So like they restored some of those lines and that'll be fun. And like there's a couple other things, but also because it's Christmas time in the game, it makes sense to play that because we will defeat the big bad and then we will celebrate Christmas with Chie, which will be cute and fun. And then also all my party will be in Christmas costumes as we run around the dungeon because that to me is very funny. That's good holiday nonsense, is for us to be all in Christmas gear for the the holiday stream. So we'll do that. I'm not opposed to finishing the game on another stream. Like doing the actual final thing, doing the true ending, doing that stuff. I'm not against doing that next year, but so I haven't ruled it out, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to finish the boss and then go and do some Christmas goofiness tomorrow. Or sorry, Tuesday, I should say, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to watch a wrestling show from Thursday that I haven't seen. Combat Princess, Prestige Wrestling versus Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, which streamed and had some issues when it was streaming, but they uploaded better versions of some stuff to make the because it's a paid pay-per-view look better. And I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it with some friends, and that's going to be rad because I love watching wrestling with people. It's a good way to cool down from the weekend. So I'll be doing that. All right, I got a piece in here I got to pop out. I'm going to use my handy dandy brick separator to handily dandily pop this piece out. Ooh, that's so satisfying that it comes out like that. Ooh. removes such a headache. Nice and easy. I'm just going to kind of shuffle all this Lego together on my desk in a place where it won't fall off the desk, which would be great because, you know, Monday is going to be mixed. Monday is going to be mixed media. We're gonna build a dragster, which won't be much of the stream, and then we'll work on a model kit. So we'll jump from one to the other. I think that's neat. It's gonna be fun because right now the model kit is winning over the knockoff Lego proper. Mega Constructs, the original Lego knockoffs, the best feeling of them. It's maybe even rude to call them Lego knockoffs because their instructions in some instances are better than Lego instructions, I have found. We'll be working on that eventually. That'll be after we're done with the model kit. Because, as you may remember, if something is bought off my wish list, it jumps the queue and I build things off my that before I go back to my queue. Which I did buy some new stuff for. I have 2 new model kits coming, with perhaps a third as well. But I'm restocking the backlog here. It helps. Things bought off the wish list certainly help. But my backlog was lacking to the point where I built this, which has been in my backlog for a while. But yeah, it dwindled a bit because I do have a couple kits coming next year. But of course, those kits are, pre-orders are coming next year. So like, I spent money on them instead of buying kits that would come in the mail and I could build, sooner. So future Pat and future streams will benefit from those. But present Pat is like, oh, I need more kits. I need more model kits and such. But one of the kits I purchased is a master grade, and that will increase. That will take a little while to build. It was a little pricey, but it was worth it for a master grade I haven't built. And there are not, I'll be honest, friends, to find master grades that I haven't worked on, they have to be pretty old because I've worked on most modern master grades and such of that scale. So sometimes you have to go pretty old school to find something that I haven't worked on. So luckily I did. I managed to. All right, we don't need that anymore. We need this. Put that there. Put my brick separator over there on the shelf so I can find it when I need it. All of this is pretty organized now. And then we're going to call the stream there. I said, Lord Crashing says, I did get the update for Atari 50. I haven't looked at that yet. With the 12 new games that were added, which were neat, but many of those games were not enjoyable for me. The Lynx game Warbirds is neat for a portable flight combat game. Yes. Yeah, I need to check that out. Silver Streak says, have a rad night, y'all. Yeah, you too. Silver Streak, thank you for renewing your sub. And thank, of course, to Bobby Dice Roller as well. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to find somebody doing cool shit and go and send some love to them. Sorry, one quick sec. Let me just look here. Okay, great. That's fine. So we are going to go raid because that is how we end every stream. We always end with a raid. Find somebody doing neat stuff and go hang out with them for a bit. Who is streaming that we want to go hang out with? It is Dan, Mary, Mahardy are doing their top 10 game of the year. Oh yeah, Fire Escape. Yeah, we could raid Fire Escape because I assume Mary isn't going to stream on Monday. She might, but I assume that she probably won't. They were on the front page of Twitch. Oh, yeah, there's like 7,000 people watching this. That's awesome for them. Good for them. That'd be wild. It's just you need to fly back. Yes. So, yeah. So, if we can't hang out with Mary Monday, the least we can do is go and join the over 7,000 people watching them argue about games. So, we'll go raid Dan Reichert. Feel free to come along on this. It should be fun. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Come back to Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll go and do more Lego and do a model kit, and it'll be fun. We'll talk about anime and manga. You have a good one. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.